Hello, good morning. Today we'll start our second chapter, and the name of the chapter is A Gift of Chappals. See, the chapter talks about a girl, Mridu, who lives in Chennai with her grandparents. Name of her grandparents, her grandmother is Tapi, and her grandfather is Tatha. One day, her grandmother takes her to her aunt Rukumani's house to meet her cousins, and the name of her cousins are Lali, Ravi, and Meena. Smiling, Rukumani threw open the door. As soon as Tapi and Mridu reached Ruku's house, she opened the door. Ravi and Meena rushed out. Ravi and Meena, Mridu's cousins, rushed out, and Ravi pulled Mridu into the house. They were so happy and excited to see Mridu that the children pulled Mridu inside the house. Wait, let me take off my slippers, protested Mridu. As it is custom in our Indian families to remove our shoes or chappals outside the house, so Mridu protested. Mridu said that please wait, let me put off my slippers out of the room. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. She placed her own slippers near the other black slippers which were already lying there. Those were grey, actually with dust. Those slippers lying there were grey in color because of dust, or they were stained with dust. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of each slipper. One could easily see that there were marks of the toe on the slippers, or there were signs of those chappals being used by someone, and the person has used them so much that his feet has marks on the slipper. The marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny. The marks of the two big toes on the slippers were quite long and scrawny. Scrawny is thin. It suggested that the person who wears these slippers has long and thin toes. Mridu did not have much time to wonder about whose slippers they were. Mridu could not think much to decide whose slippers they could be, because Ravi pulled her to the backyard. Her cousin Ravi immediately pulled her or took away to the backyard, to the back of the house, behind a thick bitter berry bush. Behind a bush, a berry bush, kind of bush it is. There, inside a torn football lined with sacking and filled with sand, lay a very small kitten. In that bush, there, inside a torn football, inside the cover of an old football, an old football ball that was lined with sacking and filled with sand. The old football was having lines on its surface, and it was stunned with dust. Lay a very small kitten. Kitten is the young one of a cat. So inside that football cover, there was a small kitten, a young one of a cat. It was lapping up milk from a coconut half shell. The kitten was drinking milk from a shell of a coconut fruit that was half cut into two pieces. And Ravi told, "We found him outside the gate this morning." He said, "We found this kitten outside the gate today morning. He was mewing and mewing. Poor thing," said Meena. Meena told about the kitten, not Ravi. Meena told about the kitten, and she said that they found that kitten outside the gate that morning, and it was mewing and mewing. Mewing is the sound of the kitten. "It is a secret," she said. "This is a secret. This kitten is a secret. Amma says party will leave for our Paddu Mama's house if she knows we have a cat." And Meena also told that they have kept the kitten a secret in the house because her mama has told her that her grandfather will immediately leave for her parents' house if she knows that there is a cat in the house. Or the child knew, or the child was told by her mother that if the kitten is in the house and that fact will be disclosed to her grandmother, she will be annoyed. People are always telling us to be kind to animals. But when we are, they scream. "Oh, don't bring that dirty creature here," said Ravi. And Ravi added, he said, "People are always advising us, they are always suggesting us that we should be very kind, very sympathetic to the animals. But when we show our sympathy, when we show our kindness to the animals, they scream at us, they shout at us. And what they say? Oh, don't bring that dirty creature inside the house." They simply preach. As per the child has the protest. Ravi protested that normally parents and the elder ones say that we should be kind to animals. But when we take any animal inside the house, they keep on shouting us. "Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk from the kitchen?" He said, "It's very difficult to get some milk from the kitchen. Pati saw me with a glass in my hand just now." He said, "My grandma saw me with a glass in my hand. I told her I am very hungry. I lied to her. I told her I am very hungry. I want to drink it. I told I want to drink milk. But the way she looked at me, but she did not believe me. She doubted my intentions. I had to drink most of it to throw her off the scent, to mislead her, to clear her doubt. I have to drink most of the milk out of that glass. Then she wanted the tumbler back. As soon as I finished the milk, almost I finished the milk, Grandma wanted to take this glass or this cup back. Pati, I will wash it myself. Why should I put you to trouble?" I told her. He said, Grandma wanted to take this glass back. Then I said, No, I myself will wash for you. I don't want to give you trouble. I had to run and pour the then I had to run with the glass and pour the milk into this coconut shell. Then I rushed to this place, emptied that remaining milk in this coconut shell, and then ran back and washed the tumbler and put it back before she got really suspicious. Before the grandma, before my grandma could doubt me, I rushed to this place, emptied this tumbler into the coconut shell, and then washed the tumbler and placed it. Now we have to think of some other way to feed Mahendran. He said, now we must find some other way to feed milk to this kitten. And they have named this kitten as Mahendran. Mahendran? This little kitty's name is Mahendran. Mridu was impressed. Mridu repeated that name of this kitten is Mahendran. It was a real name, not just a cute kitty cat name. It was a real human name, not an animal's name. So she was impressed with this name. Actually, his full name is Mahendra Varma Pallava Punai. MP Punai, for short if you like. He said, Ravi said, that actually the full name of this kitten is Mahendra Varma Pallav Punai. And in short you can say MP Punai. He is a fine breed of cat. And he said, this kitten is a good breed. Just look at his fur. He said, just check the fur, the hair on this kitten's body. Like a lion's mane. The hair on its body looks like a lion's hair. See, mane is the long hair on the neck of the lion. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava kings was? Don't you? He looked expectantly at Mridu and he questioned Mridu, do you know what was the symbol of the ancient Pallava kings? And Mridu giggled. Mridu laughed. Think I am joking. Well, just wait. I will show you some time. As Mridu laughed, he said, don't think that I am joking. Just wait. I will show you some time. It's clear you don't know a thing about history. And now it is clear that you have no knowledge of history. Haven't been to Mahabalipuram, have you? He said mysteriously. Very mysteriously. Very suspiciously or doubtfully. He asked, have you ever been to Mahabalipuram? Mahabalipuram is the name of a place. Well, when our class went to Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of his Tathas, etc. Fact is, Mahendran here is descendant from that very same ancient cat. He said, when my class visited Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of a lion there. That was the emblem, that was the symbol of Mahendravarman's empire. So, this statue of his Tatha here means grandfather, and he has written many times Tatha means the grandparents. Fact is, Mahendran here is descendant from that very same ancient cat. Descendant means one who has come from that dynasty. A close relative, scientifically speaking, of none other than the lion. He said, this kitten is a close relative of the lion, and of that lion which was the symbol of Mahendravarman's empire. The Pallava lion, emblem of the Pallava dynasty. Ravi went on walking around the bitterberry bush. Ravi kept on walking around that bush, waving a twig up and down. He has a small stick in his hand. He was waving it up and down, his eyes sparkling. His eyes were shining. He was very excited. This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. He said this cat is one of the descendants of that lion which was used as the symbol of Mahabalipuram. And if I may just remind you, they worshipped cats in ancient Egypt. And he also said that I want to tell you that people in ancient Egypt used to worship cats. How he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchanged looks. Ravi was so much excited that he loved even his own sound. And at this gesture of his, Meena and Mridu both exchanged looks. They smiled at each other that see how Ravi is boasting. What does that have to do with anything? Mridu demanded. Mridu asked, what does it matter if this kitten has come from the dynasty of those Mahabalipuram lions? I am telling you, this cat is descendant from the Egyptian cat god, no goddess. Busted. Yeah, that's it. And again he said, I am simply telling you that this kitten is not a normal kitten. This cat is a descendant, one of the cat from that Egyptian dynasty which used to be worshipped like gods by the people of Egypt. So, Mridu again asked, so what? What does it mean? Well, one of the descendants of that cat goddess was a stowaway in one of the Pallav ships. He said that one of the descendants of those cat goddesses in Egypt was a hidden passenger in one of the Pallav ships, and his descendant was the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. So one of the cats came from Egypt in a Pallava ship, and that cat was used as a symbol, as an emblem of the Mahabalipuram empire, whose descendant is Ravi flourished his twig at Mahendran. At this, Ravi waved his stick at Mahendran, the cat. MP Punai here. Whoop. He shrieked, very pleased with himself. He was very much happy with himself. Mahendran looked up, alarmed. The cat, the kitten, looked up, very much terrified. He had just been sharpening his claws on the edge of the coconut shell. The kitten was just sharpening his claws, his paws on the corner of the coconut shell. But worse than Ravi's awful whoop, eek was a screech. But Ravi's sound, eek, was terrifying. From the window, what a weird sound. It was a typical sound, terrifying sound. If Mridu was startled, If Mridu was disturbed, Ampai Punnai was frightened out of his wits. As Mridu was surprised at this sound, Ampi Punnai, the kitten, was also afraid. Hair standing on end. The kitten was so much afraid that its hair stood on its ends. He bounced up, he jumped up, and scurried towards a bamboo tray of red chilies that had been set out to dry. There, a tray was placed, and it was filled with red chilies to dry up. Or one of the family members has placed some red chilies in a tray so that to dry there. But the kitten was afraid so much that it rushed towards that tray, trying to hide beneath it, trying to hid himself below the tray. He tipped a few chilies over himself. Few of the red chilies fall over the animal. Meow, he howled miserably. Very grieved, in a pitiful tone, the kitten sounded meow. The screeching went on and on. What is that noise? Said Mridu. The screeching sound continued. The terrifying sound continued. And she asked, what is this noise? That's Lali learning to play the violin, grunted Ravi. Ravi said in a complaining voice, said, Lali is learning to play violin. She will never learn a thing. The music master just goes on playing like a train whizzing on and on, while Lali is all the time derailing, going completely off track. And Ravi said that Lali will never learn how to play violin because the master, the one who teaches her music, is playing like a train whizzing on and on. He continuously keeps on playing like a train that never stops. And Lali derailing. Lali always missing that musical tones. Going completely off track. Going completely without knowing the exact way of playing the violin. So this is our part 1, and tomorrow we'll go for part 2. Thank you.